Devotional message: God's presence in our trials. Bible verse *, and we know that all things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are the called according to his purpose. Romans 8 verse 28, NKJV. Explanation *, this verse from Paul's letter to the Roman church is a powerful reminder of God's sovereign goodness and presence in our lives. In the midst of trials and tribulations, it can be easy to lose sight of God's plan and purpose for us. But Romans 8 verse 28 assures us that even when things seem darkest, God is working everything out for our good. The phrase "all things" encompasses every aspect of our lives: the joys, the sorrows, the successes, and the failures. It's a reminder that nothing catches God by surprise or takes him off guard. He is always aware of what's happening in our world and is actively involved in shaping our experiences to bring about his ultimate purpose. Real life story *, I'll never forget my friend Sarah's story of faith during a particularly difficult season in her life. After years of struggling with infertility, Sarah and her husband were finally expecting their first child. But just as they were preparing for the arrival of their little one, Sarah was diagnosed with stage 3 cancer. The news was devastating, and Sarah felt like her world had been turned upside down. She questioned God's goodness and wondered why he would allow such a trial to come into her life. As she navigated the ups and downs of chemotherapy and radiation, Sarah's faith was tested like never before. But through it all, Sarah clung to Romans 8 verse 28 as her anchor in the storm. She knew that God was working everything out for her good, even when it didn't feel like it. And slowly but surely, she began to see glimpses of God's presence and purpose in her life. Sarah started a prayer group at her hospital, where patients could come together to support one another. Through this ministry, Sarah found a sense of purpose and meaning that she never would have discovered otherwise. As Sarah looked back on her journey, she realized that even the darkest moments had been leading her closer to God's ultimate plan for her life. And although the trial was still present, she knew that it was not defining her. Her faith in God was. Encouragement *, as you face your own trials and tribulations, remember that Romans 8 verse 28 is a promise from a faithful God who desires to work everything out for your good. It may not make sense why things are happening the way they are, but trust that God is present and actively involved in shaping your experiences. In the midst of chaos, find ways to cling to God's presence and purpose. Whether it's through prayer, worship, or serving others, use your trials as opportunities to draw closer to him. And when the darkness feels overwhelming, remember Sarah's story, that even in the midst of cancer treatment, she found a sense of purpose in meaning that came from her faith in God. You are not alone in your struggles. You are not forgotten by God. And you are not defined by your trials. You are loved, you are cherished, and you are being shaped by the Almighty to bring about his ultimate purpose for your life. May Romans 8 verse 28 be a beacon of hope and encouragement to you today, reminding you that no matter what comes your way, God is always working everything out for your good.